You know that feeling, right? Where you're just physically wiped out, totally exhausted, but your brain, it's still going a mile a minute, maybe scrolling, maybe just thinking.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
That wired but tired paradox. It's incredibly frustrating, and it really gets in the way of proper rest.
exactly. And we put so much effort into our morning routines trying to start the day right.
We do, but maybe we're missing a trick. What if the real key to feeling good all day, sharp mind, stable emotions, physical recovery, actually starts the night before?
With how we wind down.
Precisely. It's not just about nodding off. It's about a whole strategy, really, for your mind and body to genuinely recover and reset.
That makes sense. So that's exactly what we're diving into today, really digging into why our evenings matter so much for real rest and recovery.
Yeah.
We've looked at health research, insights from therapy, even guidance from sports institutes focusing on how athletes recover.
A real mix of perspectives.
The goal here is to pull out the absolute must-knows, the surprising bits, and give you a kind of shortcut to understanding how to make your evenings work for you.
Because that evening routine, that's what truly lets your brain clean house and recharge. Without it, even the best morning start, well, it just can't make up the difference.
Okay, so let's get into the science. What's happening in our brains as evening approaches? Assuming things are working as they should, of course.
Right. Well, your brain runs on this internal clock, a 24-hour cycle called the circadian rhythm. It's pretty predictable.
Like clockwork, ideally.
Ideally, yes. As the day winds down, evening comes, your levels of cortisol, that's the hormone keeping you alert, should naturally start to drop.
And when does that usually start?
Typically about 3 or 4 hours before you plan to go to sleep. It's a gradual decline.
Okay. And at the same time as it gets dark outside.
That's the cue for melatonin production to ramp up. Melatonin, often called the sleep hormone.
But it does more than just make you feel sleepy, right?
Yeah.
What's the deeper purpose?
Oh, much more. Melatonin is like the conductor signaling to your entire body. Okay, time to shift gears into recovery mode.
Recovery mode. What does that involve?
It kicks off some really crucial brain cleanup processes. Imagine a night crew coming in to clear out all the metabolic junk that builds up during the day while you're thinking and doing things.
Like taking out the trash.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, it's prime time for consolidating memories. Taking what you learned or experienced during the day and filing it away properly, moving it from short-term recall to long-term storage.
So really vital stuff happening while we sleep, triggered by this rhythm.
Absolutely fundamental.
But modern life, it doesn't always respect these ancient rhythms, does it? What are the biggest disruptors?
You've hit it. Modern life throws a lot of curveballs. First, and maybe the biggest one, late exposure.
Our screens, right? Phones, TVs, laptops.
Yes, exactly. But also bright overhead lights like LEDs or fluorescent bulbs in the evening. All that light, especially the blue wavelengths, basically confuses your brain. It interprets that bright light as daylight. So your brain thinks, oh, still daytime. And it slams the brakes on melatonin production.
So it stops making the sleep hormone.
Or delays it significantly, sometimes by like 1 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which explains why you can feel totally wired at 11 p.m. after doom scrolling, even if you're physically knackered.
1 to 3 hours delay. Wow. Okay, so light's a big one. What else? Our minds are always going.
That's the other major piece, mental overstimulation. Constantly processing information, solving problems, dealing with emails, worrying.
It's just the usual evening.
Right. When your brain stays in that active problem-solving or stressed-out mode, your cortisol levels stay high. Your nervous system remains in that alert, activated state.
Fight or flight, almost.
Sort of, yeah. A low-grade version of it. And it makes it incredibly difficult, almost impossible, to shift down into that calm, relaxed state you need for quality sleep. Your brain's just stuck in on mode.
Makes total sense. And what about that thing, when we stay up late, even though we shouldn't, that kind of procrastination thing, where you know you need sleep, but it feels like the only me time you get.
Yes. Revenge bedtime procrastination. It's a very real phenomenon.
Binge bedtime procrastination. Okay.
You stay up late, scrolling or watching something, feeling like you're finally claiming some personal time back from a busy day.
Yeah, I've definitely done that.
Most of us have. But the irony is savage, really. That act of rebellion against your schedule, that attempt to grab personal time, it ends up stealing the very thing your brain desperately needs to make your waking hours better: deep restoration. It's a classic vicious cycle.
So all this disruption, the light, the stress, the procrastination, what's the actual cost? It's not just feeling groggy, is it?
Not even close. The cumulative cost is huge. It messes with your emotional regulation. You might find yourself getting irritable, moody, quicker to anger. It hampers your decision making. You make more mistakes, find it harder to focus, struggle with complex tasks, and it tanks your resilience to stress.
So you feel more stressed because you're not sleeping, and then you can't sleep because you're stressed.
Exactly. Think of your brain like a computer. If it never gets to shut down properly, clear its temporary files, run updates, just gets slower, glitchier, and eventually it struggles to function well at all.
What are some signs that this might be happening? That your evening restoration is poor?
Well, beyond just feeling tired, maybe you get sick more often, your immune system takes a hit,
Okay.
or you have constant cravings for sugary or high-carb foods and drinks. Falling asleep instantly the moment you sit down, like in a meeting or on the sofa, that's often a sign of serious sleep debt.
Right, not as fine as being a good sleeper.
No. Waking up still feeling exhausted is another big one. Making lots of little errors, feeling overly emotional, maybe noticing weight gain, or feeling unhappy with your body image. These can all be linked back to insufficient brain recovery at night.
Wow. Okay, so it really impacts everything. How do we start fixing this? How do we build an evening routine that actually helps? I've heard people talk about this 10-3-2-1-0 rule. Is that a good place to start?
It is, actually. It's a really practical framework. It apparently came from a sports medicine doctor's social media post, but the principles are solid. It breaks things down into actionable steps based on timing before bed.
Okay, let's break it down then. It starts 10 hours before bed. That seems really early.
It does. The rule is
Yep.
10 hours before bed, no caffeine.
10 hours. That feels like, well, midday for most people aiming for a 10 p.m. bedtime, right? No caffeine afternoon.
Pretty much. And there's a good reason. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant, great for the morning, terrible for sleep. Its effects can linger in your system for a surprisingly long time, up to 6 hours or even more for some people.
6 hours. So that 3 p.m. coffee could definitely still be impacting you at 9 p.m.
Easily. So cutting it off 10 hours before bed gives your body ample time to clear it out.
What are some good swaps then, if you usually have an afternoon coffee or tea?
Water is always great. Herbal teas are perfect. Think chamomile, peppermint, maybe valerian root. Some people find tart cherry juice helpful. There's some evidence it might boost melatonin naturally.
Oh, interesting.
And just be mindful of hidden caffeine. It's not just coffee and tea. Some sodas, energy drinks, even chocolate have it.
Good point. Okay, so 10 hours out, no caffeine. What's next? The 3.
Right. 3 hours before bed, no big meals or alcohol.
Ah, the late night eating and drinking trap. Why is this one so important?
Eating a large, heavy meal close to bedtime means your digestive system has to work hard when it should be resting. This can cause physical discomfort, indigestion, acid reflux,
Which definitely wakes you up.
for sure. And it can lead to more fragmented sleep. As for alcohol, this one trips people up.
Because it makes you feel sleepy initially.
Exactly. It might help you fall asleep faster, so people think it's a good sleep aid. But it's actually quite disruptive. Alcohol significantly reduces your REM sleep.
And REM is important for...
Brain function, memory consolidation, processing emotions, really critical stuff. So you might sleep, but the quality of that sleep is much poorer after drinking.
So what's the strategy here? Avoid getting ravenous late at night.
Yeah, eating balanced meals throughout the day helps prevent that. If you do need a small snack before bed, keep it light and maybe something that supports sleep, like a small banana with a bit of almond butter or a handful of walnuts.
And skip the nightcap.
Or replace it with something non-alcoholic. It can make a noticeable difference to how rested you feel.
Okay, 10 hours, no caffeine. 3 hours, no big meals or booze. What's the 2?
2 hours before bed, no work.
This one might be tough for a lot of people. Checking emails, finishing up that report.
I know the always-on culture makes this hard. But engaging in work keeps your brain in high gear, especially tasks that require planning, problem-solving, decision-making that activates your prefrontal cortex.
The thinking part of the brain.
Right. And you need that part to quiet down for sleep. Work keeps it buzzing, keeps those low-level stress hormones flowing, even if you don't feel overtly stressed. It makes drifting off much harder.
So create a real boundary.
Definitely. If possible, make the bedroom a strict no-work zone. Try to shift demanding mental tasks to the morning. Use these couple of hours before bed for actual relaxation. Maybe some light planning for the next day, like writing a to-do list, can help clear your mind without fully activating it again.
Okay, that makes sense. Which brings us to the final hour.
The big one, 1 hour before bed, no screens.
We touched on this with the blue light issue.
Yes, and it's worth hammering home because screen time before bed is so common. That artificial light, especially blue light from phones, tablets, computers, TVs, It directly messes with your melatonin production.
Tell your brain it's daytime.
Exactly. So the ideal is to make your bedroom a screen-free zone entirely.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah. It can be. If that feels too drastic initially, at least use night mode settings on your devices, which reduces blue light. Or maybe try blue light blocking glasses in the evening.
But the goal is really screen-free for that last hour.
That's the gold standard. That last hour should be about quiet, calm activities and, crucially, dim light. Start dimming the lights throughout your home an hour or so before bed. Use warm, soft lighting. Maybe even switch to amber or red light bulbs in your bedroom lamps. Those wavelengths are less disruptive to melatonin.
Interesting. Okay, 10, 3, 2, 1. What's the 0?
0 times hitting snooze in the morning.
Ah, the snooze button. Guilty. Why is hitting snooze considered bad?
Well, the thinking is that hitting snooze repeatedly fragments your sleep right at the end. You keep dipping back into light sleep, then getting jolted awake again 9 minutes later. It can leave you feeling groggier. That's called sleep inertia.
So it doesn't actually give you more restful sleep.
Generally, no. Now, there's some debate. Some research suggests maybe it's not universally terrible for everyone. But habitually relying on the snooze button is usually a pretty clear sign that you're not getting enough sleep overall.
It's a symptom, not the core problem.
Exactly. It often points to underlying sleep deprivation or maybe even a sleep disorder. If you're a chronic snoozer, the real solutions are probably going to bed earlier, improving your sleep quality with these evening routines, or maybe seeing a doctor.
Or the old trick of putting the alarm across the room.
That can work. It forces you to physically get out of bed, breaking the cycle.
Okay, so the 10-3-2-1-0 rule gives us a great timeline. But beyond stopping things, what about actively creating the right environment? Making the bedroom a real sleep sanctuary?
Absolutely crucial. Your environment sends powerful signals to your brain. Let's start with temperature.
Right, I've heard it should be cool.
Yes, for most adults, the sweet spot is generally between 60 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 15.6 to 18.3 Celsius.
Why cool? Seems counterintuitive, maybe.
It does, but your core body temperature naturally needs to drop slightly to initiate and maintain sleep. A cool room actually helps facilitate that process.
Interesting. Is that true for everyone, though? Babies, older people?
Good question. It varies a bit. Infants might need it slightly warmer, say 60 to 68 Fahrenheit or 16 to 20 Celsius. But importantly, they need to be dressed right, breathable PJs, maybe a sleep sack, but never a hat indoors. Overheating is a serious risk factor for SIDS.
How can you tell if a baby is too warm?
Check their neck or their tummy. If it feels hot or sweaty, they're likely too warm. Hands and feet might feel cool. That's normal.
Okay. And older adults?
They might actually need it a bit warmer. Some studies suggest their optimal sleep temperature might be higher, maybe between 68 and 77 Fahrenheit, which is 20 to 25 Celsius. Sleep efficiency can apparently drop noticeably if their room is too cold.
So cool for most adults, but adjust based on age and individual needs. What else?
Darkness. As dark as possible. Use blackout curtains, cover up any little LED lights on electronics. An eye mask can be great too. Light is a powerful wake-up signal.
Got it. And noise.
Quiet is key. If you live somewhere noisy, earplugs can be a lifesaver. Or use a white noise machine, or maybe calming nature sounds, to create a consistent, soothing soundscape that masks disruptive noises.
And anything else about the room itself?
Yeah, try to declutter. A messy, chaotic room can actually create a subtle sense of stress or unease in your mind, even subconsciously. Tidying up a bit as part of your evening routine can help signal calm and order to your brain.
Making the space feel restful.
Okay.
Environment sorted. Now, the actual wind-down rituals. This is where personalization comes in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The 10-3-2-1-0 rule tells you what not to do. The ritual is about what you do choose to do, and it should be things you genuinely find relaxing.
What are some proven winners?
A warm bath or shower about 60-90 minutes before bed is a classic for a reason.
Even though the room should be cool.
Yes. It seems contradictory, but the warm water raises your body temperature slightly. Then, when you get out into the cooler air, your body temperature drops more rapidly. That mimics the natural pre-sleep temperature dip and can help you feel sleepy faster. The heat also helps relax muscles.
Clever. What about movement? Gentle stuff.
Definitely. While intense exercise is usually better earlier, gentle movement in the evening is fantastic. Think slow, mindful yoga stretches, things like cat-cow, gentle hip circles, maybe some easy spinal twists while lying down, a full body stretch.
Just releasing tension.
Exactly. It helps calm the nervous system and gets you out of your head and into your body. Even just 5–10 minutes can make a difference.
And for calming the mind directly, beyond just avoiding work and screens.
Mindfulness and meditation techniques are really powerful here. It doesn't have to be complicated. Simple, deep belly breathing, like inhaling slowly for 4 counts, holding gently for 7, and exhaling slowly for 8. That pattern can physically calm your nervous system.
The 4-7-8 breath.
That's the one. Another great technique is progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR.
How does that work?
You systematically tense a specific muscle group, say. Your feet hold the tension for 5–10 seconds while you inhale, and then completely release the tension suddenly as you exhale, focusing on the feeling of release for 10–20 seconds. Then you move up your body, calves, thighs, hands, arms, face.
So you're teaching your body the difference between tense and relaxed.
Precisely. It helps you become aware of where you're holding stress and consciously let it go.
Okay, what if meditation isn't your thing? Other screen-free options.
Loads. Reading a physical book, not on a tablet, is fantastic. Journaling can help get thoughts out of your head, doing a jigsaw puzzle, a crossword, something low-key that occupies your mind gently.
Listening to music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Calming music, whatever you find calming. Doesn't have to be classical. If you find gentle folk or ambient music relaxing, go for it. And don't forget aromatherapy.
Scents like lavender.
Lavender is the most studied and popular one for sleep, yeah. But chamomile, neroli, bergamot. Find a scent you associate with relaxation. Use a diffuser, a pillow spray, maybe a scented candle, but blow it out before sleep. Consistency is key here. You want your brain to link that smell with winding down.
Creating a scent cue for sleep.
Exactly. It all adds up.
It feels like a lot of potential pieces.
Yeah.
Building this routine. What's the most important factor for making it stick and actually work?
Hands down, the absolute key is consistency.
Doing it every night.
As much as possible, yes. Your body, your brain, they thrive on rhythm and routine. Going to bed and waking up around the same time every day, even on weekends, as much as is practical, is huge for regulating that internal circadian clock.
That really anchors everything.
It does. It trains your body to anticipate sleep and wakefulness. So when you layer these wind-down rituals onto a consistent schedule, they become even more powerful cues.
But life happens. What if you have a late night? Miss your routine? Does it derail everything?
Not at all. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency most of the time. If you miss a night, just get back on track the next evening. No big deal. Remember, building a new habit takes time. Research suggests it can take, on average, around 2 months for a new routine to feel automatic.
2 months. Okay, so patience is needed.
Definitely. Give it time, stick with it as best you can, and don't beat yourself up over occasional slip-ups.
So bringing it all together, why invest this time and effort? What are the big payoffs of nailing down a good evening routine?
The payoffs are enormous, really. First, you'll likely notice reduced feelings of stress and anxiety, just generally feeling calmer in the evenings. That alone is huge.
Yeah.
That calmness directly translates into better sleep, falling asleep easier, staying asleep longer, experiencing more of that deep restorative sleep.
And better sleep leads to
a better day. You wake up feeling genuinely refreshed. This improves pretty much everything. Your mood, your focus, your energy levels, your patience, your problem-solving skills. Your physical body recovers better too. Muscle repair happens during sleep. Energy stores are replenished. Your immune system functions better.
So it's not just about sleep, it's about your entire well-being.
Exactly. It's a holistic upgrade. Better evenings lead to better sleep, which leads to vastly better days.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it seems the core idea here is that our evenings aren't just downtime. They're this crucial bridge. A bridge between the busy, active day and the deep restorative sleep our brains and bodies need.
That's a great way to put it. An intentional evening routine is that bridge.
And by being mindful about light, about food and drink timing, about switching off from work, and then layering in these personal calming rituals in the right environment, you're not just hoping for good sleep, you're actively setting the stage for it.
You're creating the optimal conditions for your body and mind to do what they're naturally designed to do. Recover and reset.
And remembering that investing in this isn't just about feeling less tired. It's a direct investment in how well you function the next day, your emotions, your decisions, your resilience.
Absolutely. You're essentially upgrading your waking hours by optimizing your unwinding hours. It's a powerful connection.
It really is. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. If deep sleep is when your brain does its essential maintenance clearing out waste, locking in, learning what amazing potential could you unlock for your thinking, your creativity, your overall health, just by consistently giving your brain the best possible chance to fully recover night after night.
That's something worth sleeping on.